Need help registering on Talofa Pass? Here's how. First, please visit the Talofa Pass website at talofapass.as.gov. Second, please click on the Create New Account button located on the top right corner. You will be prompted to enter a valid email address, your first and last name, and a unique password. A security code will be sent to the email you entered, and you will be prompted to enter this security code in order to continue. Next, you will need the following information: first and last name, middle initial, date of birth, a valid phone number, occupation, race. Once these have been completed, please click the Create button below. You will be given the option to upload your vaccination card information and an image of your vaccination card. However, if it is not available, you can click on Skip for now. Your Talofa Pass profile has now been created and completed.
O te whaatalofa atu se whaapoponga o tala mai lau Kvzktv i whaai ungo le nei vai aso, ma lo whaafatai le whaatesi mai. E mumu atu e nao whanau a onga o mai atu i lua o COVID. O le ama whauna tue whaatanga tue fo i a onga mo le whaatinoino wasenga masani po tua onga. E tu saia se fufuanga le matanga duenga wa onga lewa i e mo le talaino wa onga le masina fo. O whanau uma fo e le fina ngalo i mātua e awina atu le a onga mo le whaatinoino wa onga le potua onga. E whaawau lava le whai o wasenga i lunga upenga te whailangi. I le teimo le whanotanga le kāpeneta le vai aso nei le ana whai i lunga upenga te whailangi. Na whaalawi loa e le whaatonu le matanga duenga wa onga i a Dr. Talawenga sa masoni a saedi e whaapea. Wa i nei le whaamoe moe jo te tala a onga mo le whaatinoino wasenga masani. A o le a whaatapulaa lona whaatinoina. O lato uma le wasenga o le ECE o a onga whaataitai ma le wasenga tasi o le wasenga wha. O le a whaau le whai o a onga mai lunga upenga te whailangi. A le wasenga lima sa ia o ia onga mawaralunga. O le a whaatapulaa taimi o wasenga e tasi le aso le potua onga. A o isi aso e wha e whai a umalava i lunga upenga te whailangi. E na o la tolu vasenga valu 8th graders ma le vasenga senior ia onga mawaralunga. O la a whai vasenga i le lua aso le potua onga. Ma aso e tolu la a mudi mai ai. O le a whai i lunga upenga te whailangi. O mea ai al whanau la tuwhatuwhaina ia so uma wa onga ma whale o a ingo la o ina mai ai lunga upenga te whailangi le whanau. I whaamaumonga le matanga duenga le soifua malaloina. O la ta uai e whaapea o mai le teminei o valus fultoru te simaliva% o le whanau le vā o le lima i le sfultas te usanga le mātutua o mai atu i le COVID. Tusa lea o le lima a fe fasa lau lima wha. A la tau le te usanga sfururua ngai le sfurufitu e lima a fe varu se lau lima sfurulima o mai au na whaitu i lua o le COVID. Tusa lea o le se lau pasene. O le sona o atuai le whaatono le matanga ruenga le soifo malaloina i a motusatu le amanua, whapema le whaatono le EOC a samana vea ma se tusi e tau fiai le aonga le Manu Malo Academy. Mai le whaatino ino ana vasenga i le tusai ma le polo ingo whaalawalawe tutupu whaafosei e peo na polo a iai le fionga le kovana sili a le Manu Palapoisi a le ngā maunga. Is a reporter nisi msota imailo Kvzktv o lo ta wai e whapea. A reporter atue nisi o toe whaawawina nisi o vasenga Manu Malo e ui o lo tau fia uma le whai o vasenga jitono potua onga se i vāna e vasenga i whai i lunga upenga te whailangi. Is a talaroanga lau Kvzktv mo le whaatono le EOC a samana vea. Na ia ta wai e whapea o mai a neura tu inatu sa tusi le haonga tau fia ilo la tu sodi o le polo inga e le tu sai ma le tu la fono. E ala le whaatino ino vasenga a o whai a tapu le COVID. ta ua sa mana ile ima wa atu le pulo le aonga o tu ina atu nei le tusi se tasi suisini o le aonga e whao ilona pulenga e tau fia ile toi whaia wa aonga i se vasile tu ina atu lau Kvzktv le mtanga wenga wa aonga le tau nei na whamautu mai e whapea e ui e pule lava le aonga tutu o tasi le whaatinoina o ana fuafuanga mo le whaia wa aonga ai o ia fuafuanga e te tau lava na sila mamale lia i ele matanga wenga le soifua malaloina whapea ma le TCO e tale tonu ele o atu se fuafuanga po se tapenanga le aonga mo se whaaiunga le DOH whapea ma le TCO ma le mafuanga le o tonu ai o te tau na tau fia le whaia wa aonga e le tu sai ma le polo inga. O lo manino i lalo le vaianga whao le polo inga le tau fia wa aonga ma le whaatinoina o vasenga i teime o tapu mo le COVID ma so se tasi whaamaonia o solia le polo inga e ono whaasanaina le sanatupe o atu le tasi le awhitala.
Wa whaamautu mai le mautangasi o le LBJ e whaapea o se tamai fitus fufata o sango le matua le ana maliu i le asolua na te nei na mafua mai le limonia e mua fo i au ngol COVID se fuluiva. I se whaamtalanga le i fo mai a landua i le wa maliu sa tau fia le mautangasi le vaenga tau fia i ngasi o le COVID ona ngasi tu mau ma o se tamasa tau si moenga. I se reporti ma le mota ngasi o le neita masa maua o ye le stroke ma o le COVID o le silea mvaenga na vave ai ona umalona soifua. I le ifo i se tui o le COVID o le neita masa whaia. O le maliwa i o le neita maa wa atoa iai le lua se furufata ngata o le atunu u wa maliliu ono ngasi tu mau a ea fia fo i ia unga le COVID se fuluiva. Peo mai le tau nei ua lima afe fitilau lua se fulfa leo whai o le atunu u wa whaamawina wa afia iau ngā le COVID se fuluiva. E se whaamatalanga mai le tamaitai fomai o Elizabeth Lauvao o loo ta ua i e whaapea. Mai le whaase lau ma le whao suenga sa whaia i le aswana nafi e se fulufitu i la tau na whaamawina wa afia iau ngā le COVID se fuluiva. Mai le numera i lima afe fitilau lua se fulfa wa whaamawina talu na bibisi tua le whaamai le atunu u. E lima afe lua se lau lima se fulutolu i la tau wa mai atai me whaanofo e se ai ma ua toe malolosi. O lona winga, e whaase lau fitu se fultasi lau whai o tangata o le atunu u o lo iai pele sia mo le COVID le taiminei. E o mai le so ua varu se fulutolu te si malaiva pasene le au whai o le atunu u, ua mai a umatui e lua o le COVID, a e varu se fulvalu te si malaiva pasene ua mai a le tui e tasi. E tusa maleono se fulu te si malilima pasene le au whai o la tau e se fululua tausanga nga ilunga, ua mai a le tui mua o le pusta. Ma ua fautuina i le matanga luenga o le atunu u, ua o i le taimi e whai ai le tui o le pusta, ina ia o atu mo le whai o tui o le pusta, o no fuanga ma taimi e whai ai.
E o mai lea so e te ono i la tau ma le whainga malanga le tau mai lea sa tofi na te enei e le i o atu lava mo le whai o la tau su enga le COVID-19 maliva. Ma wa ye nei se fuanga la wa tu officer le ai ngo i la tu nei i au mai fa la tu su enga lo COVID. E tu sai mai ia ngol malanga mai America sa mo tangata uma na le su enga le pona tau mai ai be negative. Sa tu ina tu ai nga fa no fo se mo le fitu aso ma le fa tununga e to o ane le aso lima ma le aso no o lo fa no fo se ai le mlava ale le tafuna mo le fa yo su enga lo COVID e pitai. Mai le lua salau tolu se furu lima le pasese le tau mai e to ono le o atu lava mai le so e whaia la tu suenga e peo na whaatonuina i le whaai unga o suenga le au malanga sa whai le asona nafi e to a whaasa mau wa afia ia unga le COVID e tasi le pasese na maua lava i le po wa afia ma le se to o tolu lena maua le asona nafi na whaania le tamaitai fo mai a Dr. Elizabeth Lauvao e se furu tolu i la tolu na maua sa afia mua ia unga le COVID ai o toe malolosi po la tolu nei o ta ua historical cases. O tae le tau le ono le tae le ufuafua e te talai le maketi whangatongo talo na tapu ni mai no tapu o COVID-19 maliva. I se whaadinga mai le whaatono le matanga duenga o whaatoanga i a Solia Mutini o lo ia ta ua ia whaapea e na o le se fulu lau whai whaatoanga o le a whaatanga i na tae mo le whaatawina o fu wha eleleanga o no tatu tapu o COVID mai whautuaina tangata umai o atu tae au ai meise lau whai whaatoanga ina ia whaia umatali fonga o le asa tofi ma asa whareile le ufuafua e tau whiele whaatawina o tātou mea mata ai tuu le avanoa ia i lātou e whaatau mea tau mafa mo le atunuu e whaatawai a lātou loa.
O lea ua whaamautino mai e le ofiso la fonga. O le aso ngafua i le aso lua se furulima o Aperila. Lea o le amawai le vaenga ono o la fonga a lātou uma. E whaase lautou se furutasi na whaila i le aso tolu o Februari, whaapea ma le vaenga o le aso wha o Februari lua afe lua se furulua. Mo tangata umana whaila la fonga I le aso, o le amawa atu a autou la fonga ia autou pusameli, o te ngā tupe masani, whapea ma le official dispersing, mo la tau e leo iai ni pusameli. E pe iona whaalie le official la fonga mo I la tau na fuafua e maua la tau siaki, o la fonga I le aso, ai le maua atu whaamone mole whaafesota iane le official la fonga.
I se saunoanga se tasi Presidente longolongo a Amerika ia John F. Kennedy se tasi University a Amerika le telo tausanga wa tuanai. Na i saunoa e whaapea e tāua tele tangata umo lalulangi o na whaatau e tasi lava lo tātou paneta o lo tātou na nofo umai. O le paneta lava le tasi o lo mawai le ea o lo tātou mana vaina. Ma whaamanuianga uma le tātou te maua i aso tasi. O upuia na saunoa I le Presidente ia Kennedy le o tele na whaonga e tai o malo I aso whaape nei le o whaamanatu I le aso whaape toa le lalulangi ma afua iai e sao le lava le vaenga na saunoa iai le li Presidente wae o mai lava le nei vai tau o lo whenga I pea tunu o le lalulangi ma lo I tau o no vesuia ingo le tau wa afioe le si o somanga ma le tele o nei swinga e mafua mai I mea whai le tangata I le polo a inga le fionga le Kovana City a le manu pa le poisi a le ngā maunga o lo saunua ai fo I vaenga lava I e tasi saunua le manu e ai tātou uma lava le matafa I au tausi e whaamama ma whaamatango fi Amerika Samoa ma ia mautino ai fo I o tātou ngā yoinga ia afia o mai le suavai o le ea ma le lau ele ma waono mea le ngā lulu e whaatasi ina ia pui puia ma whaasau le si o seo manga mō nei ma le lumanai.
Ona ole whenga ia I o mua au pito iluma o le atunu uma le uti o mea tau mafa. Ai pita I o le ala lea ua e ai se tau wha mau I le vaenga le Sofias, po o le sosa ie te o whaafafine Amerika Samoa. E tu ina mai se la tau fisoswani I le mota ngasi o le LPJ, e ala I mea ai ma vainu. I se saunuanga le whailau tusi e le vaenga o le Sofias ia kiana pa au na ia tā uai, le mafuanga le loto fia fisoswani I le mota ngasi.
Mātou sa vali mai, mātou te whietu ina atu sa mātou fisoswani whaatau waa. Sa ua I le whaalongo o lo mana o mia nisi o au wale, ngā luenga lo o whitai tunga e ea li I matamai tai fō mai. I le tātou maota ngasi nei I whanga alu. Ia o lo momoli te le mai alo whaanga o le nei Associate Sophias a mata mai ona fau tua. I lau fono, e mei se fo I ona tō tino umalawa I le tātou maota ngasi nei o tātou whenga I ai mal COVID se fulu ma le iwa.
Sa matua I whaafetai ai le sui whaatono le mauta ngasi ia moe whaua Bill Emsley, le vaenga le Sophias, ona o le nganga fisoswani ma le loto lofa I mua au pito iluma, o lo o tautuaina le atunu I le LPJ.
Ua langona lava le whaafetai ma le loto 48 na ua toe o mai fo I whaile nei fisoswani. Ia o le wala au whaatau wa atu lava le mauta ngasi. Ia o le tangia I lima. Ia lea ua tau ma au mal tau minsia. Ma malu le tunu. Ia lewa ua vai e nei lo tau lofa tu lai. Ia o le nganga ia o le whaafetai. Ia le aisisi me mate mwhaia. O le whaafetai tele. Ia lofa le tua I whaamanu ia lo tau ofisa. Ai mesere tau asosi. I whātutungu me o ngāo ono lo tō lofa tūlai. Talo fo I mō tō, whāwhitai fo I mō. Tārsanga mo I mātou ngā lue pēr I le pō ma le ao.
O le nei fisoswani o au inatu I le mauta ngasi le awauli nei, o le a avea lea ma se whaamama avenga mo mua au pito luma o le mauta ngasi o le LPJ, a wā le whaawawina pēr o le tautua ina o le atunuu, a o whenga iai ma le whaama I o le COVID se fuluiva. Usi mai ala mai mo I tala mai e pia. Wa whaamaunia mai le matanga luenga le soifua maloloina le whaupopoa I o I lātou fou. E toa tolu se lau wale se fulu tolu wa afia I le whaama I o le COVID se fuluiva. E se fulu valu I lātou o lo whanau fo isea I le whalema I le taiminei, ma le toa tolu o lo I le potu tinga aina po le ICU. Mai le lua I le awauli o le aso se fulu iwo aperila. I le lua I le awauli o le aso lu se fulu aperila lua fe lua se fulu lua. Wa si itia nei le au whaingo I lātou mai le mamalu lau telo le atunu ua afia I le whaama I o le COVID e toa fitu afe se lau se fulu ma le wha. Wa lipotia mai fo I le matanga luenga le soifua maloloina e toa valu I lātou fou, wa whaamawina mai le wafu whaavao malo po le Port of Entry, wa pesia I le siama I totonu o le nei lua se fulfai tu la. Ma o si itia I le numero I lātou na malanga mai fafo I totonu o Samoa I le fitu se fultasi. I se whanotanga le ofisa mawalunga le United States ma le malo le atu Solomona i le tau nei. Tu sai ma le tulanga o military, a saina i le tau whaaofi mai i tutonu o le Pasifika. O le asi singa a le whalepaepae taita ia mai e le Presidente o Amerika i a Joe Biden, ma le li o Kurt Campbell i atu nu e tolu o le Pasifika. Ona o le tulanga, o le ala lea ua whaalia ai i le malili o Ausitalia, ni usila ma le United States i le tau whaaofi mai i tutonu o le Pasifika o military a saina. Sau noa le ampasa o le United States e whaapea, o le li o Campbell ma le aumalanga o le awhaia se talanoanga i se fofuanga i te talaina lea o le iai o le ampasa o le United States i tutonu i Honihara. Sa ta ua foia le palemia o Solomona i a Sokavar lo na te ena se fe whaatawa ina o na ia awhia ai le i tulangi ma le puipuinga o le a tunuu.
Tala tau mo Amerika Samoa. Poana nei ma tele ina oa i tō uru timunga, maru e fitu sa vileangi lautasi e sifulu maila di tula. Aso toa nai ma le pōle aso toa nai e ma tele ina oa e ta ape solu timu, vevela e valuiva, maru e fitu valu sa vileangi lautasi e o di sifulu maila di tula. Aso sa e o i le pōle aso ngufua e ma tele ina oa i tō uru timunga, vevela e valu fitu, maru e fitu sa vileangi lautasi e o di sifulu maila di tula. Aso lua e o ile aso tofi e matele ina waoa e ta ape soro timu vevela e valu iwa malu e valu sfulu sa vidi mai sasa e sfulu ile ua sfulu mai lai di tula ma o tara na o tau mo Amerika Samoa.
Important notice. Pursuant to the American Samoa Code annotated, Section 41010, and the authority vested in the Office of Procurement by the American Samoa Code annotated, Section 120208, subsection B, and 120214, the Office of Procurement hereby promulgates Rule 20220001 as an emergency rule in order to increase the threshold for small purchases. The Chief Procurement Office finds that an imminent peril to the public health, safety or welfare requires adoption of this rule on fewer than 20 days public notice because the Director of Health has confirmed community spread of COVID-19 and it is necessary to streamline the procurement process to obtain necessary resources. Pursuant to the American Samoa Code annotated Section 41010, this rule will be in effect for 120 days unless it is amended. The Office of Procurement amends Section 100214 of the American Samoa Code annotated as follows. Duties of the Attorney General. The Attorney General or such officer as the Attorney General may designate shall serve as legal counsel and provide legal services to the Chief Procurement Officer. The Attorney General shall approve all government contracts for construction, leases of real property, other goods and services exceeding $25,000 as to legal sufficiency prior to execution, regardless of the authority for execution and administration. The Office of Procurement amends Section 100231C as follows. Simplified small purchases. Any procurement with a dollar value of $10,000 to $25,000 shall be completed by soliciting 3 quotes, which may be done by the requesting department, the Office of Procurement, or joint effort between the two. Micro purchases. 1 quote only is required for any procurement of $10,000 or less. Departments shall rotate vendors. Procurement requirements shall not be artificially divided so as to constitute a simplified purchase under this subsection and circumvent other source selection rules required under this section. This is signed by T. Alemasunu Mikaele Etwale, Chief Procurement Officer, Office of Procurement. Whasisilanga mai le ekalesia katoliko ai ngapa ia e pawaiai i le tātou rulu wale whaataunuina. E whaamaluru atu na mamalu le atunu ai meise i la tolo umia i a pepa o le tātou ruru le sa whaamoemoe e se ina i le asoa taiao a perila luas fultolu. Whaamuna mole wale whaataunuina o no tūlanga le ma alofia o no tūlanga o le COVID-19 maliva. Whaamuna mole wala au na mautonga aluenga pe whaaso taifo i numero telefonia o le ono iwa fitono tasi tolu i le mautonga aluenga po le fitu tolu whaavalu tolu. Whaafutai lo sainia e le ekalesia katoliko ai ngapa ia i pawaiai.
Our community's recovery from COVID depends on our collective effort to manage the COVID outbreak. We need your help to manage the outbreak by monitoring our positive cases. This will help our government provide timely assistance as needed. What should you do if you test positive for COVID? First, allow the LBJ or the DOH to initiate treatment and monitoring protocols to help us protect you and your loved ones. Second, pursuant to the Governor's Emergency Declaration, you are required to register on Talofa Pass. The government uses the Talofa Pass contact tracing module to track the movement of outbreak across our country, monitor the health status of those in isolation and quarantine, and to manage the volume of positive cases. Once you have created a profile on Talofa Pass, your account will be linked to the monitoring module. A daily email will be sent to you to remind you to do your daily health status check-ins. EOC will contact you or put you on the list to deliver assistance. Together, we can protect as one.
Talofa, here's a quick update from KVCK News. Only students who have completed both shots will be allowed to attend in-person learning. If parents feel that they do not want to have their children attend in person, they can continue to attend classes virtually. Director of the Department of Education, Talawenga Dr. Samsoni Asaeli, said the Department of Education is finalizing a hybrid plan to reopen schools for in-class instruction on alternating days. Early childhood education, or ECE, kindergarten, and grades 1 through to 4 will continue virtual learning from home. Grade 5 to high school seniors will have a staggered schedule, 1 day per week in class instructions, 4 days virtual learning from home. Only 8th graders and high school seniors will have a schedule of 2 days a week in class and 3 days of virtual learning from home. School meals will be provided every day for all students. They will be served at the schools for those attending in-class learning and delivered to the homes of the students doing virtual learning. The Department of Health confirmed that a total of 5,454 of those in the 5 to 11 years age group have completed 2 shots. That's 83.9%. And for those in the 12 to 17 years age group, 5,855 or 100% have completed both shots of the COVID vaccine. The Manumalo Baptist Academy has been ordered by the Task Force Committee to stop all in-person classes immediately. According to reports received by the Task Force, the Manumalo Academy has been conducted in-person classes since Monday, though there is a declaration from the Governor which prohibits schools and colleges from conducting in-person classes. Speaking to KVCK News today, Director of EOC and TCO Samana Veve said a letter from the Task Force was given to the Manumalo Academy today to stop in-person classes or face the consequences. Samana said Director Motasao of DOH, who was also at the meeting, reminded the school that although private schools are at liberty to develop their own plans, those plans have to be reviewed and approved by the DOH and TCO. Section 4C of the declaration says schools and colleges shall be closed for in-person classes. All classes shall be conducted remotely. Section 12 under the heading Enforcement says any person who violates the requirements of this declaration or violates a quarantine or isolation order issued by the Director of Health or his designee may be charged with violations pursuant to Section 130323 or 464603 of the American Samoa Code Annotated.
Dr. Kapusi Landua of LBJ Hospital has confirmed the cause of death of a 74-year-old man who died at LBJ on Tuesday as pneumonia, but he also tested positive of COVID-19. Landua said the deceased suffered a stroke before he was admitted and as such, he was bedridden throughout the time he was in the COVID ward. He was not vaccinated. The total number of fatalities since the outbreak is 24. American Samoa's cumulative case count as of 8 a.m. this morning is 5,724, according to Dr. Elizabeth Lauvau of the Department of Health. Lauvau said from a total of 404 tests conducted yesterday, 17 individuals tested positive. The number of positive cases continues to decline, and it is good news, according to Lauvau. From our cumulative case count of 5,724 recorded positive cases since the outbreak, 5,253 individuals have recovered, so our active case count is 471. As of this morning, 83.9% of the total population are fully vaccinated and 88.4% have received at least one dose. American Samoa's vaccination coverage of individuals who are fully vaccinated currently stands at 83.9%. About 60.5% of individuals aged 12 years and older have gotten their first booster. Second booster are now available at all DOH vaccination sites. DOH is encouraging those who are due for their booster dose to come in. According to the CDC, the risk of dying from COVID-19 is 14 times higher for people who are unvaccinated compared to those who received only a primary series. Here is the DOH for April 19 until 23rd.
The Department of Public Safety will assist the Department of Health in locating the 6 passengers who did not turn up for their COVID tests as they were instructed when the plane from Honolulu arrived last Thursday. Dr. Lauvau told KVCK News that everyone who arrived that night were told of what to do and where to go for testing, but still 6 failed to turn up at the airport yesterday. A total of 4 passengers from last week's flight are now confirmed to have tested positive of COVID-19. The other 13 passengers who returned positive test results are historical cases. The Department of Public Safety has been advised to locate these passengers and bring them in for testing without delay. Good news for farmers and food stall owners. The market in Whangatongo will open at 6 a.m. tomorrow until the afternoon for people to purchase taro, banana and other local produce. The Director of the Department of Agriculture, Solia Mutini, in a conversation with KVCK News over the phone today said, reopening the market is long overdue, but given we are still in our COVID period, the amount of vendors will be limited to 10 only. Food stall owners have been given the go-ahead to sell food only on Thursday and Friday. Director Solia Mutini said, as lockdown starts to ease, people are looking forward to a return to normality or a new normal with social distancing in place.
For those waiting for tax refund, the tax office has confirmed the release of batch number 6 on Monday next week for the 431 taxpayers who filed on February 3rd and portions of February 4th. Taxpayers will receive their checks through direct deposits, mail boxes, and the dispersing office for those who do not have post boxes. The tax office advises if you are expecting your refund and did not receive it, please call the tax office for further information and assistance.
Nearly 60 years ago, at President John F. Kennedy's landmark address at American University, just months after the Cuban Missile Crisis, he spoke about the need for the world to recognize our shared humanity. Our most basic common link, he said, is that we all inhabit this small planet. We all breathe the same air, and we are all mortal. Those words from the person who founded AusAid ring especially true to this week of Earth Day. Nothing illustrates our interconnectedness and collective fertility more than the existential threat currently facing our small, shared planet, the climate crisis. As temperatures and sea level rise, people's lives are increasingly being upended or cut short by droughts, storms, fires and floods that will only become destructive unless we act with the urgency and ambition that this planetary crisis demands. In proclaiming April 22nd as Earth Day in American Samoa, Governor Limanu says our environment is precious and must be preserved to promote good health and to defend against diseases. It is important that each of us do our part to keep American Samoa clean and beautiful and to understand that our actions impact not only ourselves but the land we live on, the air we breathe, and the ocean that surrounds us.
During this pandemic, the first responders of LBJ have not received ample time to themselves, so they put out a call for assistance with anything the people can offer. The Sophia's president Shani Masoli spoke on behalf of the society, saying they heard their call for help and have assisted them with food and drinks. The foods donated range from canned food to hamburgers that first responders can heat in the microwave. According to Shani, the donation is a small token of appreciation for all our first responders who have worked tirelessly since the outbreak.
And all the members of the Society of Fa'afafine in American Samoa, we are here to present these food items that you can see, snacks, a variety of snacks, and also water and other types of beverages to the men and women who are considered to be frontliners and first responders here at LBJ. We believe that there was a call for help, and that's why we're here. We're here to offer our assistance and also to, in the spirit of giving back to our community and just helping us fight the COVID-19 community spread that we're in. I think that part of our culture, when we ask for help, we need to come together as an island, as a territory, so we can help each other. It may not be much, but we want to do something good for LBJ, for our nurses, for our doctors, physicians, even the security guards, and everyone who are working here at LBJ, just to know that we do care and that we appreciate the hard work.
Speaking on behalf of the first responders, the acting CEO Moefawopio Emsley thanked the Sophias for their hard-earned effort and for responding to their call. He said the food donation received today will be served in their new cafeteria that opens every evening.
It's a great pleasure to accept these wonderful donations that you folks have given us. It's rare in associations such as yours have given up your hearts and your hard-earned efforts to ensure that you answer the call that we had actually called out. These donations will certainly supplement what we have at the hospital during this trial period of the COVID-19. So on behalf of all the LBJ staff, management, doctors, nurses, and all those considered the frontliners, we say thank you very much.
This donation will be a big help to our first responders as they continue their hard work to protect our community from the pandemic. The Ministry of Health has confirmed 383 new community cases, 18 cases in managed isolation, and 3 critical cases in ICU at the Mototua Hospital in the last 24 hours. From April 19 at 2 p.m. to the 20th of April 2022. The total number of the community cases is now recorded at 7,114. COVID-19 cases at the port entry total 71, including 8 new positive port cases confirmed in the last 24 hours. Members of the public are reminded to remain vigilant and continue to follow public health advice to wear face mask, keep to the 2 meters social distance in public places, stay home and isolate if feeling unwell, and practice safe personal hygiene at all times. Vaccination remains our best defense against COVID-19, and getting boosted is an important way people can protect and keep our families and loved ones safe. Top United States officials are meeting with the Solomon Islands government today as Honiara's security pact with China continues to simmer. The White House officials, who are led by Kurt Campbell, President Joe Biden's Indo-Pacific coordinator, are on a tour of 3 Pacific Island countries. The controversial China-Solomon Islands security pact was signed this week with Australia, New Zealand and the US all raising concerns that it will open doors for the Chinese military into the Pacific. The draft text of the deal, which was leaked online last month, says Chinese warships could stop in Honiara and China could spend police and armed forces there to assist in maintaining social order. The final text has not been released, although there are calls both locally and regionally for it to be made public. Solomon Islands Prime Minister Manasseh has rejected claims that the deal will be damaging for the region and that his country is only acting to protect its national interests. The US Embassy in Port Moresby has said the US delegation has discussed the China-Solomon Island agreement with Fiji and Papua New Guinea over the past 2 days. The embassy statements also said Cambo's delegation will also discuss plans to open a U.S. embassy in Honiara.
American Samoa, here's your weather. Tonight, mostly cloudy, numerous showers, lows around 77, variable winds up to 10 miles per hour. Saturday and Saturday night, mostly cloudy, scattered showers, highs around 88, lows around 78, variable winds up to 10 miles per hour. Sunday through Monday night, mostly cloudy, numerous showers, highs in the upper 80s, lows in the upper 70s, variable winds up to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday through Thursday, mostly cloudy, scattered showers, highs in the upper 80s, lows near 80, east winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. And that's your weather.
Important notice. Pursuant to the American Samoa Code Annotated, Section 41010, and the authority vested in the Office of Procurement by the American Samoa Code Annotated, Section 120208, subsection B, and 120214, the Office of Procurement hereby promulgates Rule 20220001 as an emergency rule in order to increase the threshold for small purchases. The Chief Procurement Office finds that an imminent peril to the public health, safety, or welfare requires adoption of this rule on fewer than 20 days public notice because the Director of Health has confirmed community spread of COVID-19 and it is necessary to streamline the procurement process to obtain necessary resources. Pursuant to the American Samoa Code Annotated Section 41010, this rule will be in effect for 120 days unless it is amended. The Office of Procurement amends Section 100214 of the American Samoa Code Annotated as follows. Duties of the Attorney General. The Attorney General or such officer as the Attorney General may designate shall serve as legal counsel and provide legal services to the Chief Procurement Officer. The Attorney General shall approve all government contracts for construction, leases of real property, other goods and services exceeding $25,000 as to legal sufficiency prior to execution, regardless of the authority for execution and administration. The Office of Procurement amends Section 100231C as follows. Simplified small purchases. Any procurement with a dollar value of $10,000 to $25,000 shall be completed by soliciting 3 quotes, which may be done by the requesting department, the Office of Procurement, or joint effort between the two. Micro purchases. 1 quote only is required for any procurement of $10,000 or less. Departments shall rotate vendors. Procurement requirements shall not be artificially divided so as to constitute a simplified purchase under this subsection and circumvent other source selection rules required under this section. This is signed by T. Alimasunu Mikaele Etwale, Chief Procurement Officer, Office of Procurement. Whasisilanga mai le Ekalesia Katoliko ai ngapa ia pavaiai i le tātou rulu wale whaataunuina. E whaamalulu atu na mamalu le atunu ai mai se i lautou lo umia ia pepo le tātou ruru le sa whaamoemoe e se ina i le asoa taiao a perila luas fultolu. Whaamuna mo le wale whaataunuina ono tūlanga le maalofia ono tūlanga o le COVID-19 maliva. Whaamuna mo le wala au na mautonga aluenga pe whaaso taifo i numero telefonia o le ono iwa fitu ono tasitolu i le mautonga aluenga po le fitu tolu whaavalu tolu. Whaafutai lo sainia e le Ekalesia Katoliko ai ngapa ia i pavaiai.